I'm Alia.
And I'm DJ. Are y'all ready for this? Please welcome Oprah Winfrey.
Hey, Mrs. Winfrey, it's a pleasure to meet the CEO of the highest rated television program of its time.
Yeah, thank you. We really appreciate you coming out.
Thank you.
So, I heard recently that your real name is Orpah, like from the book of Ruth from the Bible. So, do you mind if we call you that during this interview?
No! My name had been chosen from the Bible.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
we know.
Yeah, we know.
Okay, so, anyways, when you were born, your mom was a single mother, and you were later raised in the inner city of Milwaukee.
Shower. Oh, yes.
Cool, you know? Cool. Like, it's just so inspiring to hear that, you know, after your troubled adolescence, you became as prominent in the media, you know, despite being sexually abused by a number of male relatives and friends of your mother, Vernita.
Yeah, and it was after all that trouble that you decided to move to Nashville to live with your father, Vernon, a barber and businessman, like most.
You know, which is where you entered Tennessee State University in 1971 and, you know, began working in radio and television broadcasting in Nashville. Is that right?
Shower. Oh, yes.
So let's talk about your show, shall we?
So your show opened in 1986, and it was a nation syndicated program, of course.
Yeah, and it grossed $125 million in its first year. That's crazy.
I like that.
Thank you.
It's amazing, despite those other trashy talk shows in the 90s, you rise to the occasion and kept going strong and inspiring those around you.
Thank you.
And yet, you know, even outside your talk show, you still inspire people. Like, when you lost 90 pounds for that Marine Corps marathon, you know, just everything you do just makes people want to be better.
Thank you.
And of course, you've become a voice for the voiceless. You've broken down social barriers, like how you were the first African-American star to be on the cover of Vogue.
You know, or the work you've been doing for the LGBT community in the recent years. And when you hosted a same-sex marriage back in 1991 on your show, I mean, that's groundbreaking.
Thank you.
So, how does it feel to be hailed by Life magazine to be the #1 most influential woman of your generation? Because knowing all that you've done for children's rights, like in 1994, when you got President Clinton to sign a bill that you had proposed to Congress to create a nationwide database of convicted child abusers, you know, that was a big deal for you and the nation at large.
And, you know, going off of what Alia, you know, you created the Family for Better Lives Foundation, which works to better people's lives in West Africa and North India. Like Maya Angelou, you know, said in the book, Legends, you have a genuine fear of sin and you sincerely delight in goodness. And, you know, that is just truly inspiring.
Thank you.
It's quite amazing that you've donated $12 million in scholarship to Atlanta's Morehouse College. You even set aside $1 million of those dollars to go towards the students taking humanitarian trips to South Africa.
It's also like from 2002 to 2004, where you and your Angel Network donated $1.25 million to help the Afghan children. As Stephen Perlman said, with that money we were able to open 7 new schools and educate more than 15,000 children. Your kindness is truly heartwarming.
Thank you.
So despite all the challenges that you went through in your life, you always seem to come out on top. Is there any sort of philosophy that helps you get through these tough times?
The way through the challenge is to get still and ask yourself, what is the next right move? Not think about, oh, I got all of this stuff. What is the next right move? And then from that space, make the next right move and the next right move. And not to be overwhelmed by it, because you know your life is bigger than that one moment. You know you're not defined by what somebody says is a failure for you, because failure is just there to point you in a different direction.
Wow. So I heard that you went to the Vatican to help Pope Francis with media. You know, I wouldn't really be surprised, because you have so much of an understanding of God through doing charitable things like helping the marginalized and the sick.
Yeah, that really reminds me of one of the 8 Beatitudes, which is, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they are the children of God." Because besides all the challenges you have faced in your life, you still decide to make a positive change in the world.
Thank you.
No. Thank you.
It was so great having you on the show today.
Yeah, it was really great. Do you have any last final words?